Hi everyone, I'm Rob Watson. I'm the module leader for TECH1002, Social Media and Technology. This is another of the short videos that we use to describe and to give a sense of what the lecture's going to be about. We're talking here about the fourth lecture in the series of lectures that come with this module, and the theme this week is visual mediation. And what I want to do in this lecture is kind of give a sense of how, if you like, television itself has shaped and structured the way that we think about the possibilities of visual representation, if you like, about the way that television is itself an aesthetic medium where we make choices about how we present things, about how things look. And what we'll look at is different examples of how pop music videos particularly have changed from, say, a kind of live studio environment to a creative cut-up and collage of moving visual techniques that are kind of very electronic, to maybe looking at some kind of ideas that, kind of filmmaking and cinematic views of representation have changed the way that we think about visual culture. To do this, what we're going to do is another favourite band of mine. Sorry, I do get to choose the bands, and these are the ones that I kind of particularly like at the moment. Lots of other bands are out there that I'm sure do wonderful things, but these are really good for illustrating some of the key points. So we looked at the Velvet Underground, we looked at Roxy Music. This week what we're going to look at is the band Talking Heads, very big, seminal, really important band of the 1980s, late 70s and mid 1980s. Did a lot of influential work about using music videos, part of that initial burst of creativity that was plugged into MTV, music television, and which has kind of left a lasting legacy in terms of the way that we think about and question these things. So the idea is that we're thinking about how we adopt different modes of understanding for different types of visual representation. And this is related to the reading this week, which is chapter 4 in the Jones and Hafner book, which is the idea of multimodality. Now, the clever observers, the sharpshooters, will notice that on the wiki page for TECH1002, the DMU Commons wiki page, in the lecture series, as you go down and it says the reading, you'll find a small E on this one. If you've read this in advance, if you've seen this in advance, ask me about it at the lecture. What does that E mean? I think it's quite important that it's a hint for something that might come up later on. It's probably very simple, but let's see if anybody's watching these videos and see if we are thinking about what's being discussed and how this interrelates with the other information that's provided via the wiki. As ever, we have a set of notes that are published on via the wiki, so you'll be able to download these as a PDF, which you can convert to a Word document if you need to, adapt it in any particular way. I won't be putting the PowerPoint presentations, I won't make them available. There's too much copyright material contained in it. It's also one of the reasons why I don't record the entire lecture, because there's just too much copyright material and I don't want to break the flow of the lecture by stopping and starting things. So I'd rather do these video summaries and point you in the right direction. One of the things that to watch in advance of the lecture if you get the chance, and I mean, come on, you're doing a course where you're getting encouraged to watch music videos. That can't be too bad, can it? And there's a YouTube program which I've found, which is a kind of history of the pop video. It's not the best quality, it's not the best type of program that I've seen, but it's a useful kind of overview and guide to some of the different characteristics of music videos. And hopefully you might find this interesting in terms of thinking about your own video production practices. So when you, as in later years, as you get to engage with making short films and films for online media, that kind of thing, that some of these ideas and themes might come back in terms of thinking how you frame your own work as well. So as ever, bring your notebook and pens. It'll be great to see lots of creative note-taking techniques being used, lots of different colours, lots of pictures. I'll provide the document with the written text and any diagrams that are essential, but you provide the imagination that goes onto that sheet, that page, that you use later on to remind yourself what the session was about and what was covered that falls outside of these notes, what was covered that kind of moves questions along. That light bulb goes off in your head and says, right, okay, I need to look at this and this. So that's what your notebooks are primarily for. Right, okay, hope you've had a good week this week and you're looking forward to cracking through some more media-related material.